Hey guys, today I figured I would share with you a little hack, I guess you can say, that I'm going to make for myself. I've always liked those little, they're like a cake stand, but they're the mini size so that Bath & Body Works sells. I've checked and I've not gotten one, and right now they don't even have those on their website, but I found this at a yard sale, which is just the little tiny cloche for the top. Now, it doesn't have the little ball that sits on the top of it, but I found that. And then there's this, which I can only assume that this is like a coaster or something, but it's wooden, and it was sold just like this, and I got it at a yard sale for 25 cents. So I'm going to turn this into one of those candle holders, and I have an old candlestick here that I'm going to glue to the bottom of this, and it will make one of those little mini candle holders. So I'll show you everything that I'm using to do this, which of course is this that I bought at the yard sale, my candlestick. I'm going to use some E6000, and I'm just gonna spray paint the bottom of that with white. So yeah, let's get started. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to probably glue these together, and then that way I can spray paint all of it together at one time, and then that way I know I'm getting a good stick to the wood. Okay, well, I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit, and I'll come back when it's dried and paint it and show you the finished product. Okay, so I am back with how I've done this. I actually started off, as you've seen in the footage before, of spray painting all of this a solid white. My house is decorated in rustic and just kind of a primitive style, so I figured I would go ahead and sand a lot of this off, and I sanded a bunch of it off, and then I just took and stained it all around and everything. So I'm going to, because you know, this is, at first I was going to, you know, do this as like one of the Bath & Body Works things, but instead I'm just going to do it as a display for craft, well, clay things that I make. So let me bring my clay stuff over and I'll show you what I've made. Okay, so as you can see, I work with clay. So I have made all kinds of little pumpkins. We have some funky gourd looking ones, and here's another pumpkin. Maybe I'll just lay these in my hand. And this one's got like a curlicue stem. Here's a white pumpkin. And I've also, let me lay these down. I have also made some of your little gourd looking things. And I have made the little tiny funny looking gourds. These are so little. and fiddly. But there's those, and they're just, you know, I don't know what you want to say. Anyway, what my plans are to do is, since I work with the clay and everything and stuff, I also made this little crate. I have just little flat wooden popsicle sticks basically, and I just cut them down, and I didn't want this to look perfect because I wanted it to look worn and weathered. So yeah, I made this little crate. And what I plan to do, one more thing that I haven't finished, is I want to make a little sign that says like pumpkins for sale or something. But initially I also have Spanish moss, just that I picked up from the dollar store, and I pinched some of this out of there. And what I plan to do is just put some of this down in there, and I don't know, put some of the pumpkins in there. That button's too tight. So, but you know, you can put a pumpkin in there, and let's put a white one over here, just so they're kind of, and then maybe I can stick one of these little green gourds, and then, you know, stick it in here on the thing. And then of course I have tons of little pumpkins that I have made. This one here, I tried to double paint it. This was actually a white pumpkin, and then I dark and light on the orange and the leaves and the vines. So I was going to put this up on the top, put in a few of these little gourds, maybe put a little pumpkin and one of these, some of these down here, just to create a little fall scene basically. Of course I'll trim all this up, and then I can put my globe right down on top of it, and it's kind of hard to see at this angle. Whoop. Hang on a second. But as you can see, just a little pumpkin scene, and like I said, I'm going to make a sign, and I'll probably glue it to the back of the crate or somehow stick it to the crate, just not permanent, and use this as a display somewhere in the house. But I just thought that that was really cute, and I've made everything so it makes it a little more special. But yeah, there you can see how it would look. So yeah, I will come back when I have the sign, and I'll give you a full display of it when I have it displayed where I'm going to display it. So I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, so I thought I would take you along. These are the sticks that I made the little crate here out of. And like I said, it was really simple. So I figured I would just take you along because I haven't made the little sign that I want to make. So I figured I'd take you along and show you the sign. So I'm gonna get, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them. I'll probably need more, maybe, I don't know. But first thing I want to do is kind of adjust to see how tall I'll want my, let's see, I'm just going to snip some of this off of here. And we'll see. I just kind of want to get a gist of how tall, yeah. So I'm going to take it down to probably, I want to keep it tall enough so that, you know, and it may be, no, but it's not big enough. I just want to keep it tall enough so you can kind of see it outside of the pumpkins. So that looks like it's going to be pretty tall. Forgot my sandpaper. So then let's set this off to the side. I just kind of run it on the sandpaper. So like I don't want it like super perfect. So that's gonna be the stake for my sign. Okay, next I want to see how wide I want the sign, and I don't want it too awful wide. I'll make it, oh, I don't know, let me see. I'm just kind of holding the thing here. I don't measure anything, guys. So I'm gonna say about right there. So then I'll just chop the next one, and I'm only gonna have 3 on this one, so. There's one, and there again. I'm going to set that to the side, move all this, and I'm just going to kind of sand them. I don't want the ends perfect, by no means. There's that. Sorry about the noise. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of trim some of this just so it has a little bit of a jagged edge on it, so it's not quite so perfect. There's another one, and with this one it's kind of jagged on both ends, so just enough that there ain't no splinters sticking out on it. And this one, the only thing is I don't know if I want to make this scene like permanent, so I really don't know that I want to glue it actually to the let's make it jaggedy looking here. So it'll probably look something, let's move this out of the way. It'll probably look something like this. Maybe I'll kind of make it look kind of something like that. I'll turn it so you can see it a little better. But I have to run and get my stain. I forgot my stain, so I'll be right back for that. Okay, so I'm all back, and I got my wax, which is a very old can, and it is Minwax's wood finish, and it's just in early American, which you can see. So there's that, and because it's stained, I'm just going to put some rubber gloves on because I don't want it all over my hands, and I have a towel here so I can set it on because it won't take it long to dry. And then this is just to put the stain on my wood pieces. So, with all that, let me get my stain open. This is so old. I probably should just go buy me a new one, but there's still a lot left in here, and there's really nothing wrong with it. I don't want to lay this on my surface. I'll just grab some paper towels and we'll lay it on that. Okay. now that that's off to the side, I mean, I ain't even really gonna need very much of the stain. But anyway, I enjoy doing this kind of stuff. Sometimes I get too many projects going at once and then I get overwhelmed and I have to come back to them. But for the most part, yeah, I like doing this stuff. So I will fold this up so I have something to lay it on so it don't get down in my stuff. I'm going to dip this in there. Like I said, this is... Now the crate, I didn't do the staining part. And it's almost going to match. So, as you can see, it's a little bit rough, but I'm just going to speed this part up and I'll come back when I'm ready to assemble it. Okay, now that I have all of this stained, I am going to let it dry for just a little bit because when I write on it, I think I'm going to, I'm not sure what I'm going to mark on the sign. I don't know if I'm going to put pumpkins for sale or if I'm going to put pumpkin patch. So with that, I'm going to let these dry for a minute and then I'll be right back. Okay, now that these are dry, I am trying to figure on what I want the sign to say, and I think, let me set this out there, I think that I am just going to have it say pumpkins for sale. Just, I don't know, I just thought that that was kind of cute, so I'm going to try and do this with a pen. See how well it shows up on this. Okay, so I think that that'll be alright. I'm sure I'll find more stuff or whatever to do with it, but now I am just going to kind of position these for the way I want them. And of course I don't want this completely straight, and something kind of like that. So I'm just going to use my hot glue gun. That's all I did with my crate. So let's take this. So kind of like something like that. I'm fine with it. I don't know, I might take and maybe paint a little teeny tiny pumpkin right over here. Something like that. But that's what it looks like up close. Nothing special. But yeah, so I will get this all arranged with this and the pumpkins and the gourds, and I will show you how it looks with it being displayed. Okay guys, here is the final view of it. It's going to be really hard to video just because it's glass. I have it sitting here on my counter. This is a plate, a wooden plate that I painted, and then this is the pumpkin patch. I'll get in close so you can see. I think it turned out really, really cute. And I will take it around back. It even shows around back some pumpkins. But yeah, that is, I don't even know what you would want to call this, but that is my little closhe cloche with my pumpkin patch. Hope you enjoy this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!